Hello and welcome back to another video. Um, Today I'm gonna show you a build for the Bard subclass in REGISFALL server, which is this one. If you don't know UO REGISFALL, there's a link for it in the description of the video. Moreover, if you are a Ultima Online player, a REGISFALL player, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, checking out the shard, the Discord to help to spread the word. Okay? Thank you very much. So, as I said, today here we have my Bard, one of my favorite subclasses. It's a subclass for the Rogue. This is the character, Setzer Aldonis Galbrecht, his description. Um, this is a very fun build. Bard is a very fun subclass. And I will, as usual, as I've been doing in these build videos, I'll go through the build first and then show a little gameplay explaining every decision. All right. First of all, um, let's take a moment to appreciate the arts available on REGISFALL. This outfit was achievable using a lot of vanity tickets, which is something you can, it's a quest you can do in the game, and you get a ticket to um, alter the appearance of your items. So here we are in Jean Paul with the Bard. Let's take a look at the build then. Again, I'm sharing everything on my screen, my stats. This is strength, dexterity, and intelligence. You can see he's a human, so he's a human rogue, and humans get extra stats, as you know, if you are a REGISFALL player. And I invested all my stats into dexterity. As you can see, it's my highest stat. I just think that dexterity is way more important for rogues than strength. Um, I want it to be hard to hit. This is part of the concept of this build. And Dex helps you achieve that. So I wanted to hit fast as well. And Dex helps with both. So it seemed the obvious choice. Extra strength would increase my damage a little bit, but not by a lot to justify investing points into this. So I went all Dex. Um, the concept of this build mechanically is to be a shotgun bard, a one music man. Um, it's a burst damage build which focus everything on the opener. It's a big burst of damage, and then we have to recharge before we strike again. But we do have some DPS capabilities as well, although our main strength is burst. But the Bard is a very versatile subclass, and you're never without things you can do in combat. So even when I'm on, let's say, recharge mode, before I can unleash my big cannonball again, um, there are still some stuff we can do. And if it all goes south, we have many ways of disengagement. This character grew up in a circus. He's a bard and an entertainer, and also an escape artist. It was his performance on the stage. So I wanted him to have many ways of escaping. So I suppose we can start with that for the build. I wanted to reflect that in his behavior in combat as well, to make him very slippery, very hard to hit. So a lot of dex helps me with that, and a lot of dodge. So dodge is in fact my highest skill, and that's emphasized by my mastery. Normally, masteries are the last thing I talk about in the build. This one it will be the first. So I went with the base rogue mastery, which is the improved dodge. Here's what it does. Basically, you dodge a lot more, and sometimes when you do, you ignore the dodge cooldown and likely can immediately dodge again, which is very powerful for a rogue with high dodge. I want it to be very hard to hit, as I said, as part of the build concept. So this is how I achieve that high dodge, that mastery, and high dex. Also, some defense chance increase in my equipment, though that's not our main focus. Our main focus is hit chance increase. Because as I said, it's a shotgun bard. We have everything in our one big bullet, and then we have to reload. So first of all, as a human, what human feats do we have? None, none at all. But I wanted to show this the ratio bonuses. Humans are all about extra skills. For crafting, we did take Tailor, and why is this important? Because as a rogue, you get the disguise kit. Yeah, here it is. So I wanted to be able to craft my own disguises with tailoring. And he also has fishing, because fishing is changed here in REGISFALL. It's a custom system and very worthwhile. That's why I have these coordinates here, because I use them for fishing. But well, anyways, um, so as a rogue, you already have a lot of tools um, at your disposal. The disguise kit is a roleplay tool, social tool. I have impersonated others and um, pretended to be a newbie and so on using this. Use magic device. It's a very fun feat. You get it for free. It lets you use wands and scrolls, and you can see I carry a lot of scrolls and some wands on this character because of that. Just the essentials like teleport, reveal, summon creature for horses, and gate travel. You can use them thanks to uh, use magic device. And these two are bard specific. Expertise gives you all these three features. It's a bit overloaded. So a chance to land a critical hit, plus 25 base damage on armor ignore, weapon special. And this here is a big part of our bullet for our shotgun bard. Also, backstab can slow enemies, and it it's improved with a 3-second stun if it's used from stealth. This might seem like something really good, but it doesn't come up often because bards are slow in stealth, different from assassin who can run while stealth bard can only walk. So it's sometimes hard to get into position. So it was important to make this character hard to hit because I knew most of the times he would to be up there invisible and not in stealth. He's more of a duelist, let's say, than a backstabber type of rogue. So yeah, um, so expertise adds a damage to armor ignore and chance of critical, both of which are important for our build. Immobilize is as well. It's you can use it from stealth to basically stop an enemy for a very long duration, so long as they don't take damage. 1 minute cooldown. This is something you use from stealth, so it's something you use out of combat. It's utility to set up the stage. You will see how we use this. Okay, let's go into the class feats. First, my road feats. Sprint. He's an escape artist, remember? So I want to have many means of escape. So sprint seems important. Basically, what it does is every minute you can sprint, and it will give you horse speed running. Let me show you. Okay, running and sprint. Okay, so if I'm ever in trouble on this character, I can play one of my songs that it's a short paralyze in area, and then I immediately sprint away, and then hide and disappear, gate away, something. So he's a slippery character. He's not easy to pin down. Adding to that, we have acrobatic combat. I covered this feat on my monk build video, but basically it lets you dodge arrows and spells. And contrary to belief, some people think this is connected to your dodge skill. It's not. The attribute that governs acrobatic combat, it's called avoidance. Okay, and it's something else. I think it's based on level and dexterity. So have high dexterity is also important for this. But yeah, basically it lets you avoid arrows and spells. And this is important because we have no ranged capabilities. This character is full melee. Our shotgun bard is in fact a serrated shotgun. He is only short range. So having sprint is also important if we need to close the gap with a target. If we need to get to them quickly, sprint can help us with that. Acrobatic combat also has feint, which I don't use personally, and roll, which I use a lot to reposition, to get in behind someone to backstab them. To backstab someone, you don't have to be in stealth here. You just need to be behind them. But if you are in stealth mode, it's guaranteed. If you are out of stealth, it's an attack, so it can miss, or it can be dodged or parried, blocked. Sorry, and you can use backstab every 30 seconds. It's one of your bread and butters of the rogue class. And dirty tricks. It's a very good tool in the rogue repertoire. Every 30 seconds, you can use some tricks. Um, the one we use the most is the Molotov cocktail. Let me show you. We use this a lot, especially against groups of enemies. But you can also cause a silence of fear with, I think it's a throat punch or something like this. It stops spell casting. You can also gouge the eye to cause blindness. Many tools. The rogue has very specific combat capabilities in what they can do, but they have many tools. They have a lot of utility to make facing them an absolute hell, and especially the bard, right? Because of the songs, which we will get to in a bit. In fact, we will get to it now. Uh, the bard subclass gains access to the bard music system, which gives you access to many songs. These are all the songs available for the bard. You have the classic peacemaking and discordance. We don't use these a lot, but we do use the classic provocation to distract enemies. This is not our main song, but we do use it sometimes. Our main song is this one, Ballad of Dread. And what this song does, I'm not going to go into detail about every song. You can check what they do in the REGISFALL wiki. It's kept very up to date. I'll include the link in the video description as well. So, Ballad of Dread increases the damage of all increases all damage done against the target of this song. So this is part of our shotgun. Okay, these Ballad of Dread and expertise. Remember, plus 25 base damage to armor ignore weapon special. Okay, let's go back to Bard. Another important part of this build is the Cunning Flourish feat, which is a Bard specific feat. When you use Flourish, you can memorize a weapon special and use it with a different weapon. Just a moment. I needed some water. So, to show this in practice, I'm going to equip my Eternal Light Longsword, which has Armor Ignore Weapon Special, which I just readied. And with it readied, I'm going to use Flourish And now Armor Ignore is recorded as our Cunning Flourish ability. So now I can use it with any weapon I equip. So this is how it works, and this is how we select our shotgun. Our weapons are here. Usually I carry a few weapons on my characters for different uses. So for I have of course he's a swordsman, which is not usual for rogues. Normally rogues go fencing, but Bard doesn't have any bonus to fencing like assassin. He has just an increased dodge cap and mana regen. So I decided to go swords. Why? Well, swords are versatile and it gives me easier access to Slayer properties with the Eternal Light, with the Undead Slayer, which is very good in this dungeon, and the Blade of the Righteous with the Demon Slayer, which is also very good here. But my main weapons are the Great Sword. And you can see here I've made a Masterwork Great Sword, which I renamed to a Dark Souls reference with the Moonlight Great Sword. And you can see it has +5 weapon damage augment on it. This is my main PvP weapon. It's made of mithril. Since my dexterity is so high, I went all damage increase instead of a weapon with more swing speed. With it equipped, this is my damage. It's not so high looking at it like this, but remember that Ballad of Dread increases all damage done to a target. Okay, so and this is the weapon we'll be hitting them. And we have a similar weapon. This is also a great sword, but I use the Vanity Ticket to change it into twin daggers. They're the exactly same weapon with a different argument, which is a mana leech to recover mana. I use this weapon and this weapon, Eternal Light, to recover mana when I need. I use this one if I'm facing an undead, of course. So this is our main shotgun. We'll leave it equipped for now. It has a very nice base damage and swing speed, not to mention the +5 weapon damage augment. And because I'm a bard, I can use armor ignore with this bad boy right here. Okay, so next we have Encore. So basically, Encore is a passive ability that encourages you to use songs. It gives you a passive damage increase which scales directly off your current song cooldown. Because songs have cooldowns and you have also your bard cooldown. Ballad of Dread has a moderate cooldown. I think it's 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. So it through this you get some another damage increase. Um, so as you can see, we have many things buffing our damage. We have +25 to armor ignore, which we will be using with this weapon. We have a chance on critical strike. We have Encore buffing it. We have the song itself, Ballad of Dread, buffing it. We have damage increase in equipment. So a lot of things buffing my damage. And another important part of this um, kit, let's say, is the kick feat. Very simple feat. It's a low burst of damage, but stuns the opponent. So, how does all of this combine to make this bar deal as much damage as possible in one hit? Well, it's not just one hit, but several things happen in a very uh, short period of time. So usually I start from stealth if I can get to my target just walking in stealth. And usually I will immobilize them, which I can only use from stealth. It's very low damage, but it's some damage. But the most important part is preventing them from moving for a very long time. So they are at my mercy now if I land this, and they can't run, they can't do anything. So that gives me a chance to position behind them for a backstab. However, despite being a bard, I rarely take advantage of this from using backstab from stealth. Why? Because I don't reveal myself with the backstab. I reveal myself using Ballad of Dread on my target. Because then, now all damage I do against this target is improved by this, is boosted by this song. And then I deal backstab because it affects backstab damage. So as soon as I inflict backstab, I inflict kick, which is also improved by Ballad of Dread. Okay, so this is two instances of damage before even my first attack hit. And my first attack will be an armor ignore with a great sword, boosted by Ballad of Dread as well. Um, this is a lot of damage, guys. You're going to see this in practice, but it's an absolute destroyer. But after I do this, all these things go on cooldown at the same time, and I have to reload the shotgun. While the shotgun is reloading, I can throw. Usually, I either throw uh, a Molotov to capitalize on Ballad of Dread, which will affect the tick damage over time of the fire, or I use a smoke bomb with dirty tricks to disappear if I need. Because as I said, this character is escape artist. So I also have the smoke bomb to disappear and the rogue trinket. You cannot see it here because I used the Venice ticket to change it into these golden bracers. But if you see there, it's actually the rogue trinket. You can see it's restricted item to rogues only, and it has a active use that you enter stealth with a 2 minute cooldown. Sorry for any background noise. I'm not at my home right now. But anyways, you get the idea for the build and how it works. Um, if I run out of mana, I simply switch weapons. In this dungeon, because most of the enemies are undead, I will be using Eternal Light most of the time and switching to Blade of the Righteous when needed. Sometimes I will use these two, but they are my main weapons, except here. So a very versatile build with a lot of utility when needed, but a shotgun most of the time. Okay, let's get started then. So we are a rogue and a bard. Our job is making others' life hell in combat. We are very annoying in combat. We have many tools to help us with that. We have caltrops, we have battle nets, our scrolls and wands, and we have also our shotgun. We're gonna start with the halberd here because it has AOE capabilities in the hit fire area proc. But let me show you the shotgun in practice against this Hotting corpse right here. So first of all, let's immobilize him. Okay, now he can't move, so I will get in position. Here's my last target. Let's use Ballad of Dread on him and immediately backstab kick. This is of course further buffed by the Undead Slayer property, which is doing the most of the heavy lifting here. You see that I'm very hard to hit. I basically took no damage there. Use roll for reposition and immediately backstab from behind. Okay, let's go into the dungeon now and face a bit more enemies. I'll use Hymn of the Hearty to recover HP because I don't want to stop to use bandages. Now let's see the Molotov in action. You see that every time he goes woohoo, it's when my my bard cooldown is off, so I can use a song again. Okay, I'm gonna use provocation there. Switch to Eternal Light. You can see I deal a lot of damage just by using the Undead Slayer property. Okay, so as you saw there, great crowd capabilities. So now we have many enemies here, so let's set up the stage. Okay, I can't use provoke on this guy. I only have 105 musicianship, so most of my music potential is limited because of that. But it's still good enough. I can come up here and oops. So see, I messed up. I walked over him, but I'm an escape artist, so I used my rogue trinket, which is now on cooldown, and immediately disappeared again. So let's try one more time. We're going to immobilize this guy. All right, he can't move now. We're going to provoke these two, and now we can deal with the skeleton. Okay. Something very strange is happening here, but we're going to engage this one. Armor ignore, armor ignore, armor ignore. And the reason I can spam it is because of the mana leech, absurd mana leech from from the sword. I'm gonna kick him. Molotov. And they both go down at the same time. So you see I switch targets in the middle of combat. When I provoke enemies, usually I will start fighting one and get him low and then switch to the next. So far only weak enemies, and you can see they have a very hard time trying to hit me. Okay, only 2 enemies left. Okay. Hymn of the Heart to recover some HP. Usually it's enough. We don't have a HP leech weapon, life leech weapon, because we are not tanks. If we are in trouble, we don't try to recover, we run away. Okay, time to set up the stage. And then deal with them one by one. I can be so bold on this character because I know his damage so well. So I know how to spend my HP. That's why I don't care as much. Let's recover for taking damage on him. But you can see that now, even though I was facing not the enemies weren't that strong, but I took a lot of damage there just for being surrounded because of how dodge works. Every time you dodge an attack, dodge goes on cooldown, and 2-second cooldown, and spend some stamina. 2-second cooldown if you are over 50% stamina, 3-second if you're below. So that's why that mastery is interesting, because it has a chance to avoid this cooldown. Okay, we are going to approach an area with many strong enemies, so we're going to set up the stage first. We're going to immobilize this dude away from the fight. There you go. Oh, someone was here earlier because oh no, the boss is right here. He was hiding. I will provoke these two to use a smoke bomb to hide again. What happened? Okay. The elemental entered my... Okay. Now we can provoke again. Okay, now we have 2 elementals on this guy. We're going to start attacking him. This elemental right here is coming for us, but he will soon be on this guy as well. So I can't use Ballad of Dread on him or Molotov, because if I use Molotov, the Blood Elementals will die too. Okay, reposition. Armor ignore. I'm using the +5 weapon damage argument. You can see it does add up. Okay, now check this out. Ballad of Dread. Oh, I missed. See? You can miss backstabs if you're not in stealth. But this one I hit. There you go. Oh, I used sprint. I didn't even notice. I might have clicked by mistake. Let's continue to Hell, because I want to show you the build against strong boss-like enemies. Oh, and this burn that you see here is because my weapon is a blaze of death. It causes a burn effect, but it's not something we care much about. It's good to have, of course, but it's not the reason why we use it. It's at least not on this character. Let's just go to go downstairs. Switching to Greatsword, maximum damage. I'm not going to use a lot of stuff against this guy because I want to show you the shotgun. This guy has enough HP that we can show the shotgun at full potential. And he's also a demon, so we can use the Demon's Lair. Okay. Alright, so check this out. This is the shotgun, guys. I hope I don't mess this up again. Okay, he's immobilized. So, Ballad of Dread, keep. And dead. they are low enough, I will switch to undead slayer. Okay, let's recover some HP. This sword does have likely, not this one. The Demon Slayer does have some life leech. Yes, it does. So when I use it against demons, like this guy here, I can heal some HP back. Let's use the shotgun again. Immobilized. Getting position. Oh, I missed. That's unfortunate. I missed the backstab. That's the disadvantage of using it from out of stealth, but it's worth it when it hits. Rogue gameplay is high risk, high reward, so I'm gonna position right here. Use Song of Provocation to distract these two. On that Slayer. Switch to the other one. Recover some HP with Hymn of the Hearty. On the surface level, it does look like a lot of stuff going on, and it is, but it's not as complex as it seems to be. You just need to be careful in your own way. So let's set up the stage. I'll immobilize this guy, and now I'll take care of the other one. Okay. You can see I used a lot of mana right there, so let's use Eternal Light against an undead to recover it super quickly. Look. Okay. Reposition for backstab. I want to kill the blood elemental quickly. Now I can deal with this guy. And this guy is an undead, so I'm gonna switch to the undead slayer weapon. Ballad of Dread. So now I deal a lot of damage to him with Eternal Light. And I also recover mana quickly with this weapon. Where did he go? Oh, there you are. There you go. You kill those mobs very fast with the shotgun. But I used a lot of mana there. And these guys reveal you. Let's recover. So Can't Call Off the Mind is a song to recover mana, but it does use mana. It increases your mana regeneration. Look at that. Meanwhile, I'm using some bandages. And because this area is harder, I'm also gonna buff up. Remember, I can use spells from scrolls because of use magic device feat. So I'm gonna buff myself. I need more scrolls. Some more mana because that guy is an impaler, and impalers are demons. So I will use the demon's lair for him, which does not have mana leech. So, and as I said, they reveal, so I might not be able to get close to him to immobilize. We'll see. Immobilize only works from stealth. Oh, I might be able to. Yep, it worked. Okay, he's dreaded. Ballad of Dread is on him. Use the kick, backstab. The hardest part is dealing with the poison. Okay, Ballad of Dread is up, using it again. But every time you hear, okay, reposition, backstab. Every time you hear this song in the background, it's me dodging an attack. Okay, he's gonna start to move away, and we're gonna drink it. This and switch to the range 2 weapon to kite him and to burn him. Okay, let's recover. Let's see what's ahead. Okay, another demon. Let's see what's down here. Flash renders, okay. Let's go for the renderer first. I think this is enough HP, just not enough mana, but we will recover mana during the fight because we have mana leech. I want to open with this weapon though. He might reveal me. We'll see. Yep, he did. I couldn't get the backstab. There it is. Okay, Ballad of Dread is on him, but I will I will use my daggers because I want to recover mana. Oh, I want to equip them actually. Ballad of Dread again. Reposition, backstab. I'll use Ballad of Dread again. I'm low HP, I'll need to recover very soon. Kick. So, I just love this mastery and how it allows me to stay engaged. I would love to be able to use inspiration to increase the duration of my bard songs. I actually think that's a better mastery for the bard if you play a lot in groups, because bard is a very very strong support with the other songs you can use to buff a party. But I play a lot solo on this character. He's sort of a lone wolf, so he's not built for that. So I went with improved dodge to sort of be self-sufficient. Okay, so Undead Slayer does work versus this guy. Okay, he is immobilized. Let's see. Weird. Didn't have worked. Okay, armor ignore spam. Look at his HP. We need to get some mana back. So on a single hit, let's say, when we do the shotgun combo, we deal around 400 damage if we hit everything, of course. And usually that will be enough to get any player down, unless they have a lot of HP, like fighters or dwarves and orcs. But that's all you have. You deal your burst damage and then maybe you have to leave. And if you have to leave and escape, the build also has many ways to get away. If things go south, you are slippery, you can avoid some attacks before you can go into hiding again. So immobilize, Ballad of Dread, backstab kick, armor ignore. Just need to keep an eye on my mana. This little animation here, this small sphere, is the Slayer property. It indicates the Slayer property is proccing, because this is Demon Slayer and this is a demon. Okay, I think this is good enough. Let's just do one more. And you might be wondering, why don't I just provoke them on one another? Because my musicianship is very low for that. In fact, I'm not even sure it's possible. Let's reveal here using a bandage because I do want to recover and pull him away because I know there's another mob there. I'm gonna equip my daggers first because I need to get some mana back that I will use Ballad of Dread anyways. Okay, that's enough mana. Demon Slayer Sword, Ballad of Dread again, Armor Ignore. Armor Ignore. Armor Ignore. Backstab. Molotov. Ballad of Dread. Because you have many tools at your disposal, they just keep coming. It's a fucking hell to fight a rogue in combat because they just have so many tricks up their sleeve. So that's it, guys. That's the build. I hope you enjoyed the video and the showcase. My next video will most likely be a role play, gameplay video with no commentary, showcasing the build um, in a full run, probably on a different dungeon though. And okay, I will see you then. Bye bye.